Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. And any kind of updates and such usually are go about on Twitter X. And later today, we will have another episode of Midnight Suns. Again, having a blast playing the game. The only nitpick for the moment is the navigation on the Happy Grounds mechanic there. It's a little bit janky but serviceable. It's the only nitpick that I have for the moment. But yeah, basically that is it. So let's go to the news. Similarly, regarding, I talked this yesterday, I think, regarding the performance boost on Ryzen CPUs from Zen 5, Zen 4, and even Zen 3. And I was trying to tell what was that update. It's basically the branch prediction optimization for that, and you don't need to wait for the 24H2 update of Windows. You can it was basically backported to the current version, which is 23H2 on Windows 11. There is a way of getting this if you really want to squeeze out some CPU performance on gaming, which is in the Windows. You go to Windows Update, Advanced Options, and Optional Updates, and it is the, where is it? I saw the number of the update here. The Kiwi 5041587 update. It's the one that basically is being backported to this version of Windows. So you can have that aroundish 10% and on average uplift in terms of performance on gaming. Again, 1080p. It's only regarding the CPU. It doesn't update the GPU in any kind of way. Of course, this is belongs basically to Adrenaline software. But yeah, at least this is part from AMD spokesperson. Again, this shows that again they didn't do the necessary homework, let's say, of putting everything on par with the launch of Zen 5 on the desktop DIY platforms, because again, I covered this yesterday. On the laptop front, when they launched Zen 5, already this kind of branch prediction optimization were already in place on laptops, and it's something that we didn't see on the launch of Zen 5 desktop CPUs there. I don't know what happened on the background regarding this kind of thing, but supposedly now this update will bring the branch prediction optimizations to the current version of the Windows 11, which is the 23H2. So no need to wait for the 24H2 because I'm not sure when supposedly this update on Windows version will come out. But yeah, now you can do the update by going again Windows Update, Advanced Option, Optional Updates. Supposedly there should be a list of probably optional updates. I didn't try myself yet. I don't see the immediately necessary need to do this. But yeah, there is this option to go about and just do the branch of prediction optimization update for Windows 11. And we got a little bit more tidbits here and there in terms of leaked and rumored information regarding RX, so RDNA4. Supposedly, again, uh, seems to be not confirmed, but at least the information is persistent on having 4 GPU variants with 3 memory configurations. Kepler, I know I saw this name throwing around in terms of leaks regarding GPU stuff and other things regarding hardware. Again, seems to be on par with what we already covered there. Now we got a table here on um, video cards updated information, so you have a better sense what they are trying to aim for in terms of performance. It's a little bit consistent. So between Steam processors or compute units, it's online between um, the 7800 XT and the 7900 XT, around that, with 16 gigabytes supposedly the same speed, and the memory speed also tends to be online with the XT variant. Again, in terms of wattage power, supposedly it's around 250 ish. I'm not sure about that. Again, a lot of it depends on final and official confirmations from AMD. But yeah, according to the rumors, everything seems to be aligning for trying to trade blows rasterization with the 4080, at least the top tier of the RDNA 4, trading blows with 4080 in terms of rasterization, and trading blows with a 4070 Ti Super with the ray tracing. Again, a lot of it is rumors and speculation, so take it with a grain of salt. But seems to be, again, given that they canceled the top tier chips on this RDNA 4, again, I think it has to do a lot of it with the fact that they didn't manage to get around and uh, get their R&D and troubleshooting on the issues that they were encountering there on the top end chips there. I think they, from what I understand, they passed on the possible solutions to RDNA 5 so they can take that and take the proper time to do that on RDNA 5. But then again, a lot of it, we'll have to wait to see how RDNA 5, which is way long, at least a year from now, from coming out, to see how that will fare on the RDNA 5 GPU stuff there. But yeah, at least it's a little bit more kind of consolidation of the rumors as an information there. Everybody seems to be grouping on the same kind of information. Continuing with the other gaming news, we got, interesting enough, I think we saw yesterday Gridfall 2 Dying World trailers or something like that. But interesting enough, there's been some developers or members of Spiders go on strike due to issues within the company. Again, um, it's not that simple or straightforward. There is a letter that he did, and including a document with 20 pages. I just read basically the headlines. I'm not going to try to say that I read extensively the document itself, but I think the article kind of tries to cover the main issues here in a fair way ish kind of way. Again, um, this comes after supposedly the company refused to take action after many employees pleads for aid against social issues in this respect. Regarding this is the syndicate or union sections that supposedly Spider employees are represented by. Again, usually in Europe, even in my country, Portugal, they called translated syndicate, but they basically are union workers. It's something that in some established, not established companies that I want to say, fields of work. Some fields of work have very established union workers there, and usually they tend to serve again as a negotiation leverage against companies regarding work conditions and everything. It's kind of relatively normal there, especially in France. They are they have very strong union roots there. And yeah, supposedly in January not supposedly in January they stated that management continued to ignore their propositions. Again, um, the propositions here, it's when it starts to get a little bit on the weeds here. Um, but the overall thought here in terms of the strategy is they are hoping that speaking out publicly will force management to take them seriously, consider their proposition, and act in the employees' best interest. Again, this talks about the 20-page document, lists all the issues, including denial of problems, global mismanagement, which is understandable, mismanagement issues that it might consider that the management is not doing a great job. Then comes here on the side of lack of gender equality and block negotiation. Again, from what I understand, there seems to be, again, this mandated thing of gender equality. It's more about equality of females and males, but then you put the LGBT, all the things there, representation. Again, forced equality on any kind of field of work, on any kind of company. Usually, it doesn't tend to fare very well because you're taking the priority of putting representation instead of workers, quality of workers there, or the most suitable person for the job. Again, my philosophy and endorsement is always put the best person for the job, independently of who it is. But yeah, usually this tends to this kind of mind virus of equality of outcome of or equality of representation. Usually that tends not fare very well on the companies themselves, because then you cater to the prioritization of trying to represent the society on a smaller scale, which usually doesn't represent the best person for the job that it's supposed to be done there. It doesn't again, it's very simple: best person for the job. And I don't know how to explain it. I think that's simple enough to understand. I don't think that there's need to extend myself trying to explain the best person for the job. But yeah, according to them, again, there is also the difficult production cycle of Gridfall 2, because it's going to be under in early access on September this year, so later next month. Supposedly, it required additional workload. The employees to be available and scheduled for release less than a year, deemed hard to accomplish due to how much there's left to do. Again, this is what they say. Again, not going to confirm or deny it. I'm not in the know there inside of that company. But funny enough, one of the things they complain a lot is employees have been denied the right to work from home or to adapt their working schedule when issues arise and are unwilling to budge on their viewpoint. Again, from as far as I know, the spider. I think it's only called Committee of Spider. Yeah. Um, Again, it's not a co-op, so which means that workers have a say of what should be done on the workplace. Again, there are some good examples. We got one in my country, in Portugal. There was a co-op company was involved with light bulbs and electrical stuff there, and they are basically a co-op, and it's having a lot of success. Again, I think in certain cases a co-op might be a good solution. We had that for usually in farming. There is a lot of traditional co-op mentality there, which everybody contributes to the same cake, let's say, and then all is distributed depending on who contributes with what, and try to minimize the less advantage co-op owners there. Again, in some fields, I do believe that might be a good solution. Co-op, having companies in co-op, or just found a co-op in certain area. But again, that doesn't mean that again, when you work for a company, you don't have the right to work from whatever you want, especially if the workplace or the job itself is not induced to that, or depending on the conditions of the work there. Again, their complaint is because the main office in the heart of Paris, the cost of living for those working at the company is increasing. Despite members are now unsure how they are meant to keep living in Paris when they don't have any financial security in their job. Again, um, what can I say? To a certain degree, they are privileged persons. Uh, People tend to forget, especially in Europe, the majority of workforce is on the dire straits to a certain degree, especially since the all the COVID stuff there. It just didn't improve the conditions of work on a lot of fields. Um, and again, I think some work might be done from work. I'm not sure, but then again, this is part of negotiations between management and the workers themselves. I will assume that it's not possible at this moment in time to do this kind of things, given that similarly, this is a small team around less than 100 developers there, and if they are already all dispersed, the fact that I will assume that management to a certain degree cannot I don't know manage them if they are scattered around there. I think you lose a little bit more time trying to uh, manage all the people if they are scattered around, that they have them all in one place and coordinate with them the what, like tasks and the such there, in the integration of the tasks on the project themselves. Again, I'm not sure how that will work. I never work on a gaming company, but I will assume certain tasks are more induced to be more proficient in terms of cost savings and time saving if they are done in the same place, especially in a small studio where everybody I think can coordinate a little bit better if everybody is on the same place, physical space there. But yeah, I will assume again there are some mismanagement issues here and there, but then when you take it overboard to other things that the next thing that we might heard is they think they need to gain the salary without working the proper hours. I don't know. Again, it's one of those things that's kind of mix and match in this situation specifically. Um, and again, there is no shift in management. Management there is makes hasty decisions, calling rollbacks and protection without consulting the developers. Again, if this is true, again, it might be a strain in the developers, but then again, it's your job prescription, I assume. And then this is a stupid excuse. Now they're worried when they go on vacation. They are afraid of what they'll face when they return from vacation. Again, that's called work. In every work that I had, every time I went on vacation, when I came back, everything might be a little bit different from where I left on. The company moves on when you are on vacation doing the work they need to do. They will not wait for you to come from vacation for you to continue on the exact spot that you were when you went for vacation. And you have to sometimes these people again depending on the market, taking vacations is almost kind of a luxury, even though it's not supposed to be. But people don't take these kind of little things in account when they do this kind of complainings. I think they should have focused more on like the mismanagement and the fact that there are certain things that, especially if they are out of the bounds of workers' law. I think that's where they should focus more instead of basically complaining in a lot of things that might not be productive on the negotiations themselves, because then the company itself can pick on those saying that they are over the board on everything regarding the law in terms of workers. Um, they are complying with that, and yeah, I'm not sure how this goes. And the fact that they are just trying to call out every friends and families to go to the picket line, starting the strike on early September, I think. So next week. Yeah, I'm not sure how this will work. I don't think it will work very well, um, given all the issues that they're putting out on the forefront. Again, we'll see how this goes. Again, the Gridfall one seemed to be a decent game. I'm not sure about the second one. There was another game that they did which was Still Rising, was okayish then also, and then of Orcs and Men. I never heard about this game here, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see more developments. For sure, next week we'll have something to check out. But yeah, given that also the industry is not in good shape, a lot of layoffs in the last 2 years, give or take. People complaining too much. I'm not sure. I think there is a lot of people that are unemployed that are more willing to take the chance of, if they are good at what they do, to accept the conditions that Spiders is going for. But yeah, let's wait and see. Then on some good news, you got Lies of Pi or P, a sequel. It could be an open world, interestingly enough. Again, the game has been a notable success. Again, very positive reviews at least in Steam. And again, this is, people don't forget, this is come from a South Korean developer. Again, was launched last year. It was a kind of an early glimpse of what usually these developers can do if they have good resources and they have a good direction of what they want to achieve. Again, this is very compared to kind of Bloodborne-ish kind of combat there, and it seems pretty good one. It's one of those that I will eventually will try to play out and see how it goes. Uh, but the clue from the sequel being open world is the fact that there are some job listings mentions, and they reference specifically extensive experience playing open world titles and experience with open worlds in terms of development also appears on the key point section of the listing. Again, doesn't mean this is going to be something that is going to happen, but at least it's something that they want to expand a little bit more. How the next maybe the sequel, or it might be a completely different game, I don't know. Even though they seem to NeoWiz seem to be focused at this moment on the expansion of Lights P, but probably the next project they're already being in pre-production. Maybe it's the sequel, or probably can be another game with another IP there. We don't know. But yeah, supposedly this first expansion for the game should come out at least before the end of the year. So we'll have to wait and see official confirmation from NeoWiz. Again, I will assume they are working hard on this expansion, given that I'm not sure if they promised two expansions, but at least one expansion was always mentioned to a certain extent. We'll have to wait and see how that fares there. Then there is this one from Facts of Life. They've been doing some interesting videos, still from Gamescom, and they played Crimson Desert. It's a game that I'm very interested on, and they did play a little bit. And supposedly it's not what you think it is. I think the too long didn't read thing here from this video is the game seems to be playing more like a third person action adventure game, not as action RPG game, in terms of only not only in combat, but how the character progression is to a certain degree and how it evolves with abilities and the whatnot. Seems to be more line action adventure kind of a format there. So you got it's a mix between The Witcher, which is you got this fixed character, and the game is told. The game tells the story from the perspective of this character, and you follow along in its adventures. And there is no kind of RPG or role playing in that sense of you creating your own character. Is more in line of you have this defined character, you go along with the game with this character and experience the story from his perspective. um, and it seems more in line in that sense. So even there is supposedly no lock-on, which is interesting how they went about it. But there seems to be like an automated feature that tries to guide your character where you're trying to aim for. In terms of the camera, tries to follow where it thinks you want to go in terms of the when the combat happens. In terms of the enemy that we are facing, but yeah, I do recommend a watch. It's a short video, it's around 10 minutes, for you to have a better sense of what this game probably is going to be about. And yeah, again, I will leave the link on the video there. And then finally, we got some more Star Wars Outlaw shenanigans. Again, a lot of bugs. The game doesn't seem to be polished in any sense or any meaningful sense there. A lot of visual bugs, a lot of lack of performance. And again, the face capture, it's very reminiscent of people trying to compare it with how do you call the game from, I think it was from BioWare. um oh boy, I forgot the name. I got the name on tip of my tongue and I completely slipped out. I completely forgot. Doesn't matter. It's a shit show in terms of facial animation. Very, very weird how the characters talk, how the face tracks itself. But yeah, I just picked this article because it got a huge collection of like gameplay bugs. It's not only visual bugs, which is kind of it happens, but it's like gameplay mechanics bugs and stuff that it's immersive breaking in my point. On the stealth part of the thing there, on shooting enemy AI, it's completely off the rails. There is like dumbass bricks. Got this also this occasion here where she is here and everybody's aiming to I don't know where to the mountains. The thing here, interesting enough, on the stealth part of the things, when you go to do a hit on the or a knockout, the first thing that the enemy does is always drop with a few frames before the animation takes place. It drops the weapon, then you can pick the weapon, but then you cannot climb anything or do anything that might put you off the ground. I don't know. Your own character drops the weapon that you're picking, and usually these are like more powerful weapons than the blaster that the character supposedly uses. Yeah, a lot of stuff that is happening. Even navigating, some weird stuff happens here and there. Again, then the lack of optimization. A 4060 Ti it can basically only render 720p. Again, a lot of stuff that is not going well with this game, and it's not it only launched on Ubisoft and on Epic Games. Yeah, I didn't. I tried to search. I didn't find it on Steam. Even to for the super duper version of $130 with early access versions, there is nothing on Steam. So, interesting enough, they want to have a great launch in terms of numbers, but they don't launch on Steam. Again, I continue not to understand. They think they can, I don't know, not launch on where people buy their games 95% of the time. But yeah, I don't understand that philosophy also. But yeah, I picked this article mainly because there is a huge collection of a lot of bugs and um, uh, uh, oh, I remember. The game is Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda. The facial animations, the weirdness of it, the uncanny valley of that is Mass Effect Andromeda. That's the game I was trying to reference there. But yeah, it's a buggy mess. The AI is as dumb as bricks. Even the in terms of graphic fidelity is not good. The environmental things gives a good vibes there because it seems well varied, but then you get lost on the details. The performance is horrific on any kind of GPU. If you're aiming for what you usually expect, what your GPU should perform in this game is a shit show. But yeah, I will cover more stuff that is interesting or not for this game if it's relevant. But yeah, I'm not going to play this game for sure. Um, yeah, it's MAM solo all over the place here. The vibes that I'm getting from here, so it's a game I will pass for sure. But yeah, basically in terms of news is what I got here. You got some free games on Epic Games Store, especially the Callisto Protocol. Again, it's kind of usually I think it's around mixed or mostly positive reviews, but again, it's for free. The base game here, so take it as it is. You cannot complain on a gifted game. But yeah, I will see if I will try to record a couple of episodes when I start to do this series here to see if it's worth it or not, and I will leave some feedback afterwards there. On Steam, we got The Invisible. Again, very positive reviews here. 44% off. We got also Pacific Drive, 40% off. Again, excellent reviews here. I'm very curious to try this game one of these days. Then you got wartales, very similar to Jagged Alliance, how it plays and kind of the strategy layer and all that jazz. Again, 45% off. And then you got also the Pirate Edition or the Mercenaries Edition, which has the Pirate Edition also. Then you got also Planet of Lana, 45% off, very positive reviews, which is also good. And then we got Blasphemous, very positive. If you're not sure about this game, you have the demo here to try out and see if it is for you. On GOG, we got Alien Isolation, the collection, 80% off. If you're not sure, you can just buy the standard edition. Oh, which is at the same price. Okay, so the collection is well worth buying out here. Again, I enjoyed this game when I played it, and I did a series out of it. The only thing that might nitpick here sometimes is the AI on the alien can be a little bit frustrating, but other than that, really enjoyed this game. And I played 1080p. I will play it in 4K. I will update my gameplay of course going to be different, but I'm going to do another run out of this one for sure in 4K and see how it feels. Get also Control Ultimate Edition, 75% off. Again, doesn't have when the promotion ends. A little bit weird there. And then lastly, we got Dredge, 40% off. Again, it's one of those little games, Lovecraftian on the lore side of things, and again, very excellent reviews and feedback from the player base. But yeah, basically this is it for today. I will just wrap up with a plug on my Patreon as usual for extra support. The extra support is for me to focus on trying to get a better storage solution for me to be able to get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and also some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So till then, Kunamy Master out.